You're traveling through lots of gravity wells. And your FSD will show you what real acceleration and speed is. But be prepared to grind a little. Well, what did you expect?
Can't I just skip all that and buy everything with dollars? Like in Star Citizen?
What a strange chain of coincidences. Is there someone from Frontier lurking here?
No, don't be silly, Commander.
Yeah, you're right. How moronic of me to even consider something like that.
Extremely moronic.
Still, just in case there is someone lurking here, let me put few ideas on the table.
You're too small to even reach the table. Don't make a fool of yourself.
Shush. Making a fool of myself is what I do best. So, here we go. 5 ideas for Elite Dangerous. Idea number 1. Bring Alpha Genetic Biosampler minigame back.
Not this again.
Oh yes, I'm never going to drop it. Never!
Now, this has been a bit controversial. When you're using the scanning tool, you get this little mini game where you have to painstakingly click at the right moment.
There you go.
What do you mean?
You're making me under pressure. Put under pressure. Stop it.
Just scan the thing. Take the sample. Use the finger gun thing. Zap.
Well, it's getting me. It's getting me. So I see myself as a pretty down-to-earth person, and it requires quite a bit for me to get annoyed at a game. But the new genome sampling tool that was introduced with the Odyssey Phase 3 has achieved that.
That's the one I'm talking about. I like this one. Look guys, I know I may be in minority here, but I'm not advocating for replacing a new system with old one that majority of players hate. I know that's not going to happen. Elite Dangerous philosophy was always focused on freedom of choice. You can feel it in all aspects of the game. And that's what I propose here. A choice. Keep the current solution as it is. Let's just add another suit to the shop. Let's call it Alpha Artemis for players to buy. This one will have, you guessed it, old Alpha Biosampler with that dreaded minigame attached to it. Why would someone who's not insane choose this thing over the current fully automated one? Oh yeah, it needs some kind of benefit to make it more appealing. How about this? You beat that circle matching minigame, you'll get the whole genetic sample as a reward, not just one third. How about that? Yeah, I thought so.
You're too blatant. Don't you know that FDevs would never ever take your or any other player's ideas and implement them?
You're saying that I might have just unwillingly burned this proposition to ashes by stating it as an idea for the game?
They only do what they, underline, they think is the best for the game.
Aye, there is truth in that.
Finally! This is pointless. Thank you.
Did I say few ideas for Elite Dangerous? No, that's not what I wanted to say. I've meant few random thoughts that are in no shape or form to be taken into consideration by anybody at all. I also have to add that I do not take any creative ownership to any of them. With that being said, random thought number 2. Clouds, wind and weather. We already have clouds and wind. Look at the Lagrange clouds. It's there. Yeah, but those are really sparse. Found pretty much only in systems near nebulas. It would be cool to have them closer, on planets and gas giants. Just imagine coming from the sunny outer space, piercing through layer of thick clouds on the approach to planetary spaceport, only to find yourself in a rainy, maybe even stormy weather. Wind blowing on the streets of settlements, making you feel like you're in a freaking aliens movie. Not to mention that, and I'm taking a guess here, but probably 100% of us would love to have a combat zone, POI, taking place in a place like this. Places like this are needed in populated systems, and planetary weather is the excuse to bring it there.
Keep on dreaming, never going to happen.
Shut up. Have you noticed that I've said that it would be cool to have this cloud tech on gas giants? Forget Cloud City from Star Wars, that's just not important. What's important is that this option opens up a possibility of gas mining. I may be wrong, but I recall that this was always on Elite's roadmap. We even got optional modules to support this activity. It just never came to be. I guess there were always more important, more exciting things to work on. But what's so cool about mining methane, helium or hydrogen? Wait a minute. Hydrogen? As in hydrogen-free, also known as tritium? Why would anyone like to mine tritium in great quantities, I wonder? Seriously, we've got all the elements to do it. We've got the places, we've got the medium, we've got the scooping mechanic, we've got the raffineries to refine it, we've got the modules to store it, and ships and fleet carriers to use it. All we lack is the will to put it together. Come on, Frontier, come on! Trademark.
I give up. Sure, set yourself up for disappointment. Like many other content creators before you. Hype for things that will never be.
Don't be so sure. Next one is a quickie. Random thought number 4. Flamethrowers. It's another case of having all the pieces and just having to assemble them. We've got the fire. We've got the fire damage. We've got the hand weapons. Merge, combine, burn!
That's the most ridiculous wish for Elite Dangerous I ever heard.
Wishing for engineering to vanish is ridiculous. I saw serious YouTubers doing exactly that. My flamethrower has orders of magnitude better chances of happening, yet I'm being called the idiot. Not them. Whatever. This one you don't even know you want until you hear it. Random thought number 5. SRV's BioWave Scanner. Wave Scanner is this arc thing over the radar. It shows wave signatures of raw material deposits that can be farmed, and human-made objects such as ships, containers and crushed junk. What it does not show is biosignatures of the fauna that can be scanned. I kind of understand why it doesn't show up. It would just clutter the display with all those extra signals and patterns. We do not want that. But I have a solution. Switch? See what I did there? I've switched from combat to analysis mode. Please do not show me raw materials anymore in this mode. Show me space flowers and space mushrooms and space trees and all that other space bio stuff, so I could find it easier and quicker. I also just realized that I should probably add a bonus random thought before the players will set me on fire for omitting it.
Ship interiors.
Yup, random thought about ship interiors. First of all, forget small ships. They do not need interiors. Waste of time to do it for them. Second of all, just letting people get up from the chair when landed and walk about all the way to the lift at the back of the cockpit will do, really. Players will go crazy. Put one more room in the ship with few props like bed and oven, and songs of praise will be sung. And if you devs feel like going the extra mile, put a corridor and ship's repairable power plant on the end of it. No need to add no hatches. Disembarking and embarking via black screen is fine. We've got used to it. You know why competition like Star Citizen is freaking loved despite its many flaws? It's very immersive. Even I cannot disagree with that. Ship interiors help a lot with immersion. Ship interiors will get you a lot of love.
You know, when content creators such as yourself turn from a fun game lovers to grumpy ranting negative Nancy's? You know when the tipping point happens? I will tell you, Commander. Your video marks this very moment. 10 improvements for Elite Dangerous. 5 important changes that should happen to Elite. How to fix Elite Dangerous. You're not the first or the last. Soon you'll become angry asshole like them. When your stupid random thoughts won't be ever implemented. You've just opened yourself for frustration and disappointment.
You're a disappointment. Shut up.
Let me show you something that will crush your stupid spirit, Commander.
In the last few months, we've seen the tools needed in the Thargoid War made more accessible to everyone, the introduction of brand new ships to the game after a years-long drought, sweeping changes to the pace of intra-system travel with the introduction of Supercruise Overcharge, ARC's stored jump start ships that act as a pointer and a leg up in a given direction rather than a pay to win system, and the changes to engineering that Frontier have detailed today. With all this taken in context, it seems very apparent to me that Frontier are looking to achieve the following: appeal to and retain newer players, re-engage and bring back players that have put the game down, particularly since Odyssey, encourage and retain the many people still playing the game, inject much needed cash into the game to keep it a viable business proposition for the company to continue to expand upon, and overall improve the flow and pace of the entire game without decimating or moving away from its core tenets of scale, scope and depth. There are of course multiple reasons why FDev have taken this approach. I do think that one of them is the importance that we suspect running missions and BGS activity is about to have in the coming Powerplay 2.0 update.
If that's their plan, then, well, let's be polite. Let's say this strategy is pretty risky, in my opinion. Focusing on those aspects of the game to bring people? Hey, do you want to play Elite Dangerous? It's a space game. Sounds interesting. What's it about? Power Play 2.0, and you'll get a lot of materials and maybe even a special cargo rack for mission rewards. Get away from me, weirdo. Come back, come back. You'll also get to fight some random stupid aliens in it. They make big kabooms. I don't think he's interested anymore. Should have brought aspects of Elite that makes it stand out from the rest of them space games. Like forging your own path in 1-to-1 scale of the galaxy. In case you forgot what's Elite about. I can only speak for myself, but I don't care about Thargoids, power play, and what happens in the bubble in general. You can make a war come to Sol, you can offer me your new ships for free, shower me with grade 5 materials, and make Thargoids Titans explosions 10 times the size there. And I still would prefer to be in this specific spot of the galaxy at this time, scanning this puddle with my alpha biosampler under the cloudy, rainy weather, with SRV with wave scanner that can find me other biosignatures, my fleet carrier hanging near a scoopable gas giant, and my freaking flamethrower in hand, thank you very much.
Welcome to the dark side, Commander. There are going to be only runs on this channel from now on.
No, it won't be. You know when the game truly dies?
When players get frustrated and lose interest in it.
No, There are a lot of frustrated players playing the game just fine, and people always lose interest with time. New people come to take their place. A game like Elite Dangerous dies when people lose faith in it, that it can be good, that the features they want will never come to it.
Then it's done and done. As I said, Frontier will never implement anything you people want. Speaking from experience.
You and everybody that your character represents are already proved wrong, because they already doing it.
But they are focusing on the wrong things again.
There are players out there who have different expectations of the game than you and me. Some like to take part in this Thargoid war, BGS and power play. They are lucky Frontier focuses on their part of the game now. Perhaps after that, people like me will get a piece of the cake.
You're a fool!
I still believe in Elite Dangerous.